Hello, and welcome to episode 5 of the Rolling Paper Review. As always, I'm your host, Derek, and today I'm flying solo again, and today we're going to be covering Juicy J Marshmellow 1 1/4. These ones were picked up at Tricks on May Street in Thunder Bay, Ontario. Thank you, Dale. So today, we're going to be grading these on our evaluation chart. And as I've mentioned before, the whole purpose of this channel is to rate every kind of rolling paper that we can get our hands on against the exact same categories. Because what we're after is what is the best rolling paper, period. So far, our highest scoring rolling paper is from episode 4, which is the Zigzag Slow Burning Ultra Thin. So here we go. We're going to put in some of our trusty White Widow and Mystery mix. And Gary was supposed to be in this video, but as you saw from the tail end of our last video, we kind of had a bit of a technical snafu. So please feel free to join in the comments section and give our tech guy a hard time. Teach him not to neglect in his duties. Alright, let's see how we roll here. And Juicy J's is a paper that's one of my favorites. They've got the widest selection of variety for flavors. They also came out with a line of ultra thins, which are quite nice, I must say. Great oil papers, and they are flavored as well. I've also got some classic Juicy J's in my collection that you can't get no more. Which will be being evaluated at a later date and time. So, these roll pretty nice. We're going with a bit of a fatty today. And as you can see, a really nice roll every time. Alright here. I don't have my electric arc lighter with me right now. So we're going to go with the Bic. And right away you get a super sweet blast of taste. Not only in your lungs, but also on your lips and in your mouth. So, Juicy J's triple infuses their flavor in all of their rolling papers. So, see, and so right up here in this little tag right here, triple dipped. That's important. The reason why that's important is because when you're buying a flavored paper, you want to taste the flavor. Now, Juicy J's also has a Honeycomb Watermark on their papers in order to prevent runs. Now, this is really important to note because, let's face it, when you start running, you're wasting your herb. And nobody likes to waste their medication. Fantastic taste. The burn is beautiful. Ash density is better than most for an actual wood paper, as you can see. The actual ambient aroma in the room is quite nice. It's pleasurable. You're not getting that heavy burnt paper smell. And I'd like to point out that as far as I'm aware of, if anybody else out there knows any different, please inform me, as I like to be informed. As far as I'm aware, Juicy J's is the only brand of rolling paper that makes a marshmallow flavor. So, kudos to you for that. Fantastic taste. Where's my chart here? I'm going to grab my chart and a pen, and I'm going to do our breakdown. Alright here. Episode 5. Juicy J's Marshmellow 1 1/4. So, for appearance, for our book. Well, aside from reading that it's marshmallow flavor, there's no actual marshmallows on the package. So for that, I'm taking away a point. I'm sorry. I like to clearly identify the flavors by what's on the package, and on this one, surprisingly enough, Juicy J fell short. Juicy J usually has all their flavors very clearly marked on their package with an image, not just the word, whereas with this one, you're really relying on the written word. Other than that, the rolling paper book is very much like the rest of theirs. It does give you a lot of information about the product, and that's always good. So for presentation and appearance of the book, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Scent. Oh, I'm telling you, I love doing this with a pack of Juicy J's. They smell fantastic. Really, really, really rich scent. Super sweet. Kind of makes you want to just take one out and eat it. So, for scent, she's getting a 10. Roll, well, as you saw, I rolled this one up right before your eyes, and it rolls nice, it rolls even, and it rolls tight. Not a lot of difficulty getting your initial tuck going. So, yeah, no, for roll, I'm giving it a 10. The gum. On this particular paper, the gum is fantastic. It's sticking no problems. It was one lick, one stick, no mess, no fuss. So, we're going to go and give it its third 10 for gum. Burn. The burn on these is amazingly even. Get that sucker relit there. The burn on these is amazingly even. And if you read the inside cover of your book, you'll notice that it states, fact number 1, Juicy J's use a natural plant-based glue, moisten very gently or lick the backside of the gum line. So the gum is really good. I give Juicy J's absolute kudos for their gum. And fact number 2, Juicy Papers use a revolutionary watermark that helps prevent runs and maintains the smoothest burn. Now, they're telling the truth. Their watermark, it actually really does work. I rarely ever run into a run on a Juicy J unless people are power token it. So, as far as burn goes, I'm going to have to give it a 10. Now, the burning aroma. The overall scent in the room, again, I don't have a heavy scent of burnt paper. Just a really good smell of medication in the air. So, for ambient scent, the burning aroma, I'm going to give it a probably 8 or a 9 out of 10. I think I'm going to go with an 8.5 right in the middle of those two. And the reason being is because some papers actually improve the ambient smell in the room, like with episode 1's brown sugar, cognac, and honey. So we're going to give it an 8.5 on ambient scent or burn aroma. The ash density. So you can see the ash is really sticking together a lot better than most wood papers do. And the ash will get significantly longer before it does fall off, but it still does fray away a little tiny bit, and you do get the occasional flyaway. So for that, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 for the ash density. Now, for the next category of smoothness, one thing I have to say is that the smoke of a Juicy J tends to be extremely smooth. So, I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10 for smoothness. Some of them do get a little bit harsh, but I find a lot of times it depends on what you put in it. If you got a nice smooth weed, you're not going to have any problems. So for smoothness, we've got an 8 out of 10. Quantity versus cost. 32 leaves per book. Average cost of $3 per book. So this is right in our average low range for higher end papers. So really, I'm going to give it probably a 9 out of 10 for quantity versus cost. Because really, the only things that can beat it are rolling papers where you get 100 leaves per book. So we got 9 out of 10 on quantity versus cost. And the last thing is the Roach. Well, with Juicy J's, I'm a kind of half in, half out kind of guy. I could take the paper either in or out of my Roach joints. It's not really one of those things where I have to take it out of the paper. So for Roach, I'm going to go with 7.5 because sometimes I'll put it in, sometimes I won't put it in. So we got 7.5. Bringing our total score to 10, 20, 30, 40, 48, 56.5, 63.5, 71.5, 80.5, 88. So our total score is 88 out of 100 for the Juicy J. Oh, we just took a new high score. We just took away the score from episode 4's Zigzag Slow Burn. Their total score was 85.5, and our new record is Juicy J Marshmellow, 1 1/4 size at 88 points out of 100. So that's a high recommendation for purchase. Alright everybody, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for our next episode, which is probably going to be Raw Naturals, 1 1/4 size. Have a good one, keep toking, talk to you later 420 Nation.